Hi, welcome to Mridula's kitchen. Today I'm going to show you a very beautiful, unusual rice using, of course, basmati rice. It's an orange rice, and the star of this recipe is orange because oranges are one of the healthiest fruits you can have. There's so much vitamin C in oranges, which we need to boost our immune system. Um, and they are absolutely wonderful in all sorts of ways. Desserts, just drink straight the juice. But I am making a fragrant orange rice. So I'm going to add one stick of cinnamon there. And I'm keeping the heat low here when I'm adding cinnamon and cardamom. A cardamom pod, you need to do that so that it opens up slightly because it's the seeds inside that have the most flavor. And see how they're puffing up? So they are releasing all the lovely essential oil into this. My cooking oil, which is just plain olive oil. Okay, so as soon as they puff up like that, you see how the cinnamon stick has also opened up. I'm going to add one green chili. And the rice, basmati rice, this is has been washed and soaked for about 20 minutes. It's important, first of all, to wash because that removes some of the milling starch. And it's also important to soak to remove further milling starch, and also to moisten the grains because that's how they absorb the water and you get lovely fluffy dry grains. Now as soon as the rice grains are coated with this fragrant oil, I'm going to add a few dried prunes which I have sliced up. You can use raisins if you like, but I like prunes very much, and a bit of salt, again my favorite Himalaya pink salt. And then I'm going to add a juice of one large orange, about this size, beautiful, juicy. They are Spanish oranges. And the rind, finely grated rind. Lovely. Now I'm going to add 400 ml warm water. This was 225 grams of rice, and I am using 400 ml. I use slightly under. I don't use twice the volume because I find that works better for me. So you need to bring this water to the boil and then let it boil for about a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to put the lid on. And because my lid has a little hole here, I don't want any steam to escape. It's very important to have the steam intact. I'll put a piece of foil to block the hole on my lid because it's very, very important to retain the steam. Rice has to cook in the steam, and you don't want to lose any of this vital steam. So now you can see that it's bubbling. Yeah. What I'm going to do is to put this lid on and turn the heat down, right down. And you just let it cook now for 7 to 8 minutes, because if you peep, you lose steam, plus the rice will not have that lovely fluffy long grain. So leave it alone, set your timer, go and do something else. Come back after 7 to 8 minutes. Right, the rice is cooked for 7 to 8 minutes, and after it's cooked, what you also need to do is to let it rest for another 6-7 minutes. So I've already done that here, and let's have a look. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Let me grab a fork. The reason you have to let it rest is the freshly cooked basmati rice. The grains are very, very fragile, and they need to absorb the starch back into themselves. It's a bit like resting a joint of roast. You would rest it before you carve it. Same principle applies to cooking basmati rice. And also, you must never use wooden spoons. First, it was okay to stir it and mix all the spices, but once it's cooked, no, but just take a fork and fluff it up like this, because wooden spoons will squash the delicate grains, so you don't want that. That smells and looks so lovely. Let's taste it. Beautiful. To serve it, actually, I need either a plastic spoon, because again, I don't want to use this in the grains. So I'm going to just put it in this serving dish. And it goes here. It's very refreshing. It's got that lovely cinnamon flavor, also the cardamom. And basmati rice is naturally fragrant. And on top of that, you have refreshing orange rind and orange juice, and a tiny bit of chili, green chili hit. Absolutely wonderful. I'd like to jazz it up a little bit more. So first of all, I have some flaked almonds, which I will put over there. Then maybe a few seeds of pomegranate to liven it up. I think it's going to look quite nice against that pale orange background. Pomegranates are absolutely wonderful, but as we get into summer, they'll go out of season. But winter is the best time to buy pomegranate. Little more color, I think. Maybe a little bit of chive. And that's it. That is my orange rice, which is absolutely lovely with all kinds of hot curries. And what I really like it with is duck, which is cooked Indian style, marinated in a lot of spices and chilies and orange juice, and slice it, and tiny bit of gravy, and that's divine with this rice.